Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Falcon here. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. A new schedule, a little bit of a look at patch notes that I have come up with that I would like to see, some updates to it at least, a little bit of crazy ideas, and a giveaway. So, where to start? I guess we'll start with the giveaway. I will be posting and it's going to be difficult, but I'll be able to do it. This video is going to be put into a retweet or into a tweet on Twitter, so you have to have a Twitter. And I will be tweeting out a giveaway for a skin. Which skin? Oh, I don't want to click that because I don't know what I'll accidentally click. It'll be your choice of a Arcane Bastet skin or a Arcane Assassin Bastet or a tier 2 is it Iron Scurrier? I don't know, for Ratatasker, who is not exactly a very good god right now, but hey, I have a giveaway to do for him, so I'm going to do it. It's a cool skin though, so it's tier 2. Both of them are tier 2 skins. That's the giveaway announcement, so if you would like to get that, you will need to retweet the link, or retweet the tweet, and you will need to follow myself, and of course, as always, you will have to follow Hi-Rez, Pixie, and Ladies of the Round Table, because they are the ones who gave me the thing, because I'm affiliated with them. Yeah, so that's the giveaway itself. I have a few other giveaways to do, which I will do randomly on my stream. Anyway, we have stuff to talk about. So, schedules. Monday through Friday, or Monday through actually Saturday. Well, Friday. We'll go Monday through Friday. I will have a video on the channel at 6 p.m. I've never been able to maintain a schedule, so I ask that if any of you actually care about the channel, come yell at me if I don't put a video up at 6. On Twitter, of course, or in comments. Just go to a random video. I'm going with Smite, Overwatch, Smite, and then on Saturday it'll be a random video of whatever I want to put up. That's the goal. I also will be streaming at 7 p.m. to midnight Central Standard Time. Central Standard Time, if you can figure out where it is. Yeah, let me just see if I can quickly pull up just an easy thing. Mainly for EU. Let's see. PM is... Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I don't think this is gonna tell me what I want. I think it's +7. So those will be a little late for the EUs, for the Euros. That website was definitely not helpful. Thanks a lot. So yeah, +7, that's technically 14, which is... I'm doing math on camera, that's not good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So 1 a.m. for you guys. That's probably not a good time. But it happens. Sorry. My stream is going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Wednesdays, I'm going to attempt to be streaming at 5 p.m. Because I don't have any obligations to clean or cook on those days, so therefore I could stream earlier. My streams might actually start earlier as well. On Friday, I'm going to be trying to do it at 5 p.m. as well. I do have to leave for a short break to go clean up dinner. But I feel like on Fridays, it's usually a lot more casual of a dinner, so, you know. And on Saturdays, I stream 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Ladies of the Round Table stream. And then after that, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., I might take a short break to eat, but basically midnight, I will hop on my channel and stream. My channel is FS777. That is my stream, twitch.com. On Sundays is my day off. I may record, I may not, but it's my day off mainly. I also will be doing random videos. If I do a random video, it'll come up at noon, which would be 7 p.m. for the EUs. Yeah, And so you saw that today. Darkest Dungeon 2 came out today. No one's watching it. I mean, whatever. But yeah. So that is that. I still have... Jeez, I have a bunch of Darkest Dungeon videos left recorded, and I don't have any Smite recorded, and I have an Overwatch video for tomorrow. And then I'm out of recording, so I do actually have to go do some of that. I'm a bad YouTuber. Yeah, and I have a Paladins game up. So let's talk about changes. You know, this is the thing I've been putting a lot of work into because I enjoy it. It's theory crafting, so let's look at it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the patch notes that I would like to see. The updated version, at least. I'll have the link to this down in the description, along with a link to the giveaway, which will mainly link to my Twitter. And there's a bunch of links down in the description if you'd like to check them out. I'd like to hear all your feedback about these as well, the ones we're going to be covering anyway. I'm going to go as quick as possible because last time I did this, it lasted way too long. So cooldown, I'd like to see the maximum cooldown that you can gain as a character being reduced to 20%, down from 40%. I'll give you a second to think about it. Okay. The reason behind this is that cooldowns for ultimates are just way too big at this point in the game. With the beads nerf, with combat blink being removed, obviously I'd like to see combat blink come back, but it's not back yet, and unless it is back, I'd like to see cooldown just change. I'd like to have a little less focus on it, make it so that items are a bit more niche. Or not even niche. Yeah, niche. Niche, right word. Anyway, Red and Blue Pot, I'd like to see these not be able to be picked up until level 5. There's a lot of characters there's some characters that benefit a lot from them, and others who don't, and those who don't tend to get screwed over by those who do. So I'd just like to see it so that you can't pick it up to level 5. Ranked, I'd like to see the TP lost on order side if you lose to be reduced because matchmaking is shit, and the system needs to be revamped completely, and this is just one bit of it. Moving on, I'd like to see Spear of the Magus, as we see down here. I'd like to see it buffed from 40 to 50 magical power. Currently, this item is almost completely and totally worse than Obsidian Shard in every single way, except for early game Isis, or any game where you get like ahead early. This item can be good, but for the most part, it is completely worse than Obsidian Shard, so I'd like to see a little bit of love given to it. Moving on. A lot of these items are going to be kind of tank items, or tanky items that I'd like to see nerfed in certain ways, buffed in others. Some completely just nerfed. Wingblade is a utility item that currently has 350 health. I'd like to see the health reduced to 200 health, and I'd like to see the passive increased from 30 to 45 seconds. Because it just comes up way too often. The item itself is just way too good. It's less of a utility item and more of a tank item, which is dumb for giving you more movement speed. Deathbringer, I'd like to see the cost decreased, along with Rage. I'd like to see the cost decreased as well, from Deathbringer being 3,200 to 3,000. I'd like to see Rage decreased from I worded them wrong. From 2,600 down to 2,500. Currently, crit is just way too strong. Or, excuse me, crit is way too weak. The nerf to Rage makes it where it's not really a good item to ever pick up. And the Deathbringer just costs too much. Yeah, these items are not very good on anyone except for very... I don't want to say niche picks, but for... niche character. No, I don't know how to word it. Just there's only like 3 characters that benefit from crit a lot, and it kind of sucks. I'm the kind of person who enjoys more options. Next is Ninja Tabi. I like to see the attack speed increased from 15 to 20. This would mean that it is actually more scalable against Warrior Tabi. Warrior Tabi currently is better than Ninja Tabi, except if all you do is auto attack right now. If all you do is auto attack, then Ninja Tabi is better by like 10 damage. It's a minuscule amount when you completely add up the damage overall. And this is with your certain buffs and stuff up. Steroids, technically. Void Shield, I'd like to see the cost reduced by 150, and I'd like to see the physical protections increased to 60. This item is... It's a really good item, but no one ever picks it up. And it kind of sucks. I would like to see it where it's in a little bit better shape, and so that people would really want to pick this item up. It's close to being the same as the old focused Void Shield, yet no one buys it for a reason. Mantle of Discord, I'd like to see the cooldown brought down to 10%. There's no reason for there to be any 15% right now as is, but we technically have 2 of them, and it makes no sense to me. I think maybe it's only the one now. But anyway, I'd like to see it brought down to 10%. And just kind of make this item a little bit not so good. It's ridiculous. Next up is Witchblade. I'd like to see the protections increased. The physical protection increased from 45 to 55. Runic Shield, same kind of thing. I'd like to see the power slightly increased. And I'd like to see the magical protections increased from 50 to 60. I apologize. I'm dying. Magi's Blessing, I'd like to see the cost reduced slightly. Or by 200. This was made a luxury item because, there's too much crowd control removal in the game, which was a stupid thing to say. But okay. Well, we nerfed beads. Let's actually make this item a little bit more useful. It's so easy to remove anyway that it's not really that useful. But it would be nice to get rid of, or to reduce the cost a little bit, make it a little bit more of a pickup item. Stone of Gaia, these next 3 items are all the big health items that they were like, well, these are all health, no protection tank items. Well, they all kind of suck. Mainly because health just isn't as good as you think it is. Especially with Keensides getting buffed, health is almost useless. So there's that. So I'd like to see the health increase on Stone of Gaia from 350 to 400, and I'd like to see the passive regen increase from 2 to 3. A little bit of a buff. Melee Renewal, I'd like to see the cooldown increase to 20% up from 10, and I'd like to see that health increased from 350 to 400. Basically, I'd like this to be an option to pick up instead of getting Breastplate of Valor. Wow, my brain just went bloop. Just bloop. Gauntlet of Thebes, and this also goes with the whole 20% cooldown. See? Gauntlet of Thebes, I'd like to see the health increase to 500 up from 350, and I'd like to see the HP 5 increased to 20 up from 15. This item has no benefits. This is it. These are the stats on the item, plus the 25% healing increase. That's it. It is not worth its cost. People, like, occasionally people buy it on, like, Herc or Guan, but it's just not good. It's not. It really isn't. Unless you're full tank. And then, like, you could just be the most stupid, annoying character in the world. But yeah, it's just not a good choice. And maybe 500 health's too much. Maybe it should be 350 or 450. But I thought 500 health would be a good amount. Obviously, it would need to be monitored. Frostbound Hammer, I'd like to see the health reduced on this item from 200 to 300, or from 300 to 200. But I'd like to see the power increased by 10. Sovereignty and Heart Ward, these are basically the same changes. I'd like to see the cost reduced a little bit to make it easier for supports to be able to pick it up. I'd like to be able to see the protections increased by 10 for the main protection on the character, and then 5 for the protection on the aura. Shoes of Focus, I'd like to see the magical power increased from 30 to 40. Currently, with cooldown being the way it is, it lost 5% cooldown. Of course, with my change, it's down to 20% cooldown. Yeah, it makes just the... Yeah. It's just not good. Even supports don't buy it anymore, really. They usually go for the pin boots just to do more damage. So I'd like to see a reason for this to be picked up a little bit more often. Soulstone, I'd like to see the passive HP 5 put onto this item. Maybe 4 HP 5 is too much. Maybe 3, maybe 2 would be better. But I'd like to see it experimented with so that Soulstone actually becomes a viable item for some characters. Because currently it's just not that good. Moving on, we have a few god changes. Some of these are big, some of these are not. Odin currently is a very dominant force in ranked, especially against certain teams. I'd like to see Lunge nerfed a good bit, mainly in the early game, not so much in the end game. So my suggestion is reduce it down to 90 to 290, and down from 120, ridiculous, up to 300. So it's a slight nerf on the top end, but not as big, or it's a big nerf on the bottom end, but at the top end it's a minuscule nerf. Raven Shield, I'd like to see it so that it only does 75% of the total shield remaining instead of 100%, but I'd like to see the scaling go up. So it makes it a little bit more of a survivable thing. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, it rewards him for building more power and less for protections. Yeah, that's it. And I like to see his ultimate increase to 90 seconds. Athena, this is kind of a big one. I don't know how the change would work, but I like it overall. The damage reduction here, we'll note this real quick, might need to be adjusted slightly to make it so that it's not too strong. So I'd like to see the duration of taunt, confound, her taunt. I'd like to see this reduced to 1 flat second. Basically, this one you level up because it increases the taunt time up to 2 seconds right now. So I'd like to see the taunt reduced to 1 second. And then at the end of the taunt, for 3 seconds afterwards, I'd like to see a damage reduction placed onto all enemies. The other option would be a damage reduction to all allies, making it so that damage reduction to her would be the same. So it works very similar to how Ravana's ult works, where the target he hits can do normal damage to him, but then everyone else does reduced damage to... Same concept, right? Not... But for all allies, like, instead of... You know what I mean. I like to see the cooldown reduced to 15 seconds from 18. And at max rank, enemies move 100% faster. This is to go with just the fact that it's 1 second versus 2 seconds. So that moves into Shield Wall, which would be changed so that the second strike scales so that it goes off faster. So it goes from 2 seconds down to 1 second, which would be similar to what her taunt was, but opposite, obviously. And then the 100% moving faster is because it's a 1 second taunt instead of a 2 second taunt. So, I mean, this may even make her better, but I don't think it would. I think there are definitely negatives to this. So, basically, right now, she shield walls at max rank. She shield walls, and then a brief second later, she'll taunt, if not immediately. And then the person gets hit by both. Since this is a 1 second taunt, she has to, at max level, she would shield wall, taunt, and then the same combo, right, would happen. The reason for the 100% though is because instead of 2 seconds, it's 1 second. And then we have last, still taking too long. Last we have undead, or some buffs that I would like to see maybe tested. This is a one or the other. Undead Surge, I'd like to see it so that the corpses leave a trail of goo on the ground so that Owlpwash slides across, just moves faster. And I'd like to see the range of Undead Surge increased, but after the point of where it currently is, the damage gets to decrease the longer it goes. So basically it gives him a giant slip and slide of nasty undead goo. Or I'd like to see it so that whenever he eats a corpse, he gets 10% movement speed, stacking up to 4 times. I mean, if he eats 4 corpses, he runs around really fast as a dead man. It's kind of interesting. And then Anubis, I'd like to see him be able to move during Plague of Locusts at a reduced movement speed. So he would move at 75% of his normal movement speed. I may have worded this wrong. I'm not good at wording sometimes. But that's basically what it is. He'd move at 75% of his normal movement speed as a channeled ability. And yeah, that's the changes I would like to see made. I will have this link down in the description. Let me know what your comments are. Some of these are a little bit more insane than others. I've been called stupid because I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's fine. This is me bullshitting stuff. Like, yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. All links will be down in the description. Make sure you follow the channel if you want to follow the channel. Feel free to dislike this video if you disliked it. You hate it. Come give myself a retweet. Follow me and the people that I said to follow. And as always, have yourselves a wonderful day.